After working in commission-only sales for almost 15 years, I have learned quite a bit about how to sell and selling and the mentality required to sell and everything that you could possibly want to know about being a hard-nosed killer salesperson. And ever since I started hiring and training my own chatters, I have tried to integrate as much of those learnings into it as possible. Because I believe if you have somebody who is motivated by money, and you implement these chatting or these sales mentalities, attitudes, then you'll make more money. And that's what I've tried to do. And I think I have a very unique and interesting approach on working with chatters. So in this video, I'm going to go over some of the unorthodox ideas I have for chatting and managing chatters that come from other sales disciplines, not just like fucking sell the content, buy the PPV type shit. Because I have that experience. I can bring that experience into this industry and apply it to my agency. Number one is this idea of openers and closers. Now, I don't know if other agencies do this because I've never heard anybody talking about it that I can think of. But the idea of openers and closers is very common for other stuff, other sales businesses. Some people, for openers, maybe they're appointment setters. Maybe they stop people. When I was doing retail, like they would stop people. They'd be the stoppers. Basically somebody who handles the beginning part of the interaction, which is fairly routine. And then once they establish that somebody is a potential customer, then they hand that person off to a closer whose job it is to get the money. Now, this is rarely, if ever, done only in chatting, because what most people do is they hire people and they're just like, okay, go be a closer. And it's not, in other types of sales, being a closer is not an easy thing to do. It's not just, even when you're working with fucking Americans, it's not, you can't just grab somebody off the street and be like, okay, now you're a closer, good luck. You'll have a very high churn rate. And the way that I kind of integrated this, because this is something that I'm now starting to do and will probably start to do more in the future. But anyway, the point is that the way that I've started to do this, I've occasionally I'll hire chatters and they won't be good, or I'll just see that like they're not pulling their weight for whatever reason. And instead of firing them, one time what I asked so I have a manager who's on a very busy account, and I had this idea in my head. I was like, listen, instead of firing this chatter, would it be useful to you if I just had them send openers on your account to start conversations for you while you go do whatever? And he loved that idea. He's like, oh my God, yes, that'd be so amazing. Thank you. Like that would be a huge help for me. And the way that I think about it is like this, like the openers, what I'm paying them is $75 a week. They still have to work 7 days a week. There's no fucking days off. $75 a week. And their job is to send, 300 openers a day to the people on the accounts. And then what the closer does is he just comes in and fucking picks up where the opener left off and does the sales. And what it does is it takes a lot of pressure off the closer's back to have to do the opening, which can be tedious. And if you have an account where people aren't messaging you back, or they're not messaging you back right away, it can be very annoying. And so this started to work well. And then what I did, I had that person stop for a while. I tried to give them another account, the opener. I was like, okay, you've been an opener for long enough. I'm going to, give you another chance. Gave them another chance. They dropped the ball immediately. So I was like, okay, I'm not waiting for you to fucking get over your stage fright of talking to fucking dudes who are trying to jerk off. Like, yeah. And I was this close to firing him again, this close. And then what I did, I don't even know why, but I asked another chatter, not the manager. I was like, hey, listen, do you want this person to do openers for you on the accounts that you're on? And he's like, oh my God, that would be so amazing. Yes, that would be so great. Thank you. It'd be such a help. And so I did. And now he's doing that. And now I'm going to have him go and do it for the manager accounts again. And now I broached the idea to another seller who's doing well. And he also loved the fucking idea. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start hiring openers to do that. Now, the reason this is good is because, number one, openers get paid $75 a week to do that. And it enables your closers to work on more accounts if necessary and make more money on the accounts that they are working on. So instead of trying to turn somebody who's not a closer into a closer, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying that like whatever, but it's not most people's like default, right? It's a special type of person that has the drive and the discipline and the desire to become a closer and overcome all of that personal uncomfortableness in order to do it. Food for thought. Number 2, tiered commissions and bonuses. So this is very common in other types of sales. When I was selling retail, the tiered commission, it varied from company to company, but very common was, let's say, you would get 25% up to a certain number. And then if you hit that number, your compensation would be raised to 30% and it would be retroactive. So 25% up to 500. When you hit 500, you get 30% and that's retroactive. And then everything that you sell after that, you would get 30%, or everything you would sell total would be 30%. So it would motivate you to sell more. What I initially started doing for my chatters was a flat 15% across the board, no matter how much they sold. And then I would provide a bonus at $500 to try to encourage them to sell for $500. Now that worked for the people who were motivated to actually close and make money. But the problem is that once they hit 500, they would just stop. And not always, sometimes they would go more. But once they hit that bonus, once they hit that lump sum, they'd be like, okay, I got the bonus, I achieved the goal, and now I can just chill. So the reason that's inferior is because if I had, let's say, instead of giving them the flat bonus and raised their commission retroactively, if I had said, for example, okay, once you get to 500, you get 18% commission retroactive and on everything that you sell in the future, then they're like, oh my God, now I get 18% on everything I sell instead of 15%. So I'm going to keep selling and I'm going to keep working because this increased commission is limited to the day that I'm working now. So there's still additional motivation on them to continue working and continue selling, even once they hit that, first milestone or first goal. Now, what I'm going to experiment with very soon is a tiered commission structure where it's going to be, they're going to earn less money at the lower end and they're going to earn more money at the higher end. So basically the way that I'm doing it is that if they sell up to like $250 is the absolute bare minimum that I accept from a closer. And what I really want them to do is 500. Like it's 250 is the bare minimum. Like, okay, I understand whatever, something happened, you can only do 250. Fine. I won't don't do it for too long, but I understand if that's all you did one day here and there. And for new chatters, that's, the current benchmark for them. But really what I want them doing every day is $500. I really won't accept less than $500 for a long time from an experienced chatter, because I just don't, I believe that with what I teach, it's very possible. And so what I've done, I've made the compensation for under $500 to be less. At $500, it is equal to what it is now. I used ChatGPT to fucking come up with this like long list of tiered commissions and bonuses. And then after, like once they hit 750, the amount that they would earn with the new structure is higher than what they would earn with the previous flat structure and bonuses. And then it just scales up from there. So like on $1,000, they would earn more. And what I've done is I've tiered the bonuses and the increased commissions to be every $250. Whereas before, sometimes it was $250, sometimes it was $500. And I feel like the gaps in between the bonus tiers would discourage people and make it seem like it was too far for them to achieve the next bonus. But as I was looking at the reports today, I saw that somebody did like 620, right? And I was thinking to myself, okay, this guy did 620. If he's doing the job, if he's working, and he knows that instead of the next bonus, the next increase is at 1,000, which is like a lot, the next increase is just 750. So it's just another $130. You know what I mean? That's not that hard to do. And you can push and you can drive yourself and you can work harder for that extra $130. And then guess what? Once you hit that, not only have you got the bonus, but you got another bonus just $250 away. right? So my hope is that this will encourage the top people to sell more, and it will punish the people who aren't selling, or either motivate them to sell more. Now, what I'm not sure I'm going to do is implement this or the openers and closers, because the purpose of the tiered commission structure is, or maybe some version of both, but like if somebody's an opener, then they're not going to be selling anyway. So like, I don't really care if they're not, there's no reason to punish people. I mean, maybe a little bit of a reason, because the experienced people still need to understand that under $250 is not acceptable. So I'm not really sure. We'll see exactly what I do, but I believe it'll be some kind of combination of both of those. Number 3, unorthodox idea for chatting and managing chatters is daily chat reviews. This is common sense, right? If you want somebody to be good at something, you need to monitor them and give them feedback. Put another way, if you don't care if somebody improves, or if you don't want somebody to improve, then never check their work. Never check what they do or how they do it. And they'll be like, well, I don't need to do a fucking good job because this motherfucker never checks anyway. So who the fuck cares? I'm still going to get whatever I get, and nobody's going to yell at me, and nobody's going to fucking be pissed at me, and I'm not going to hear any harsh words about my performance because they don't fucking care, or they're too busy to know about it. However, if you review chats daily, and this is something that I'm going to be doing in the month of September and really here on out, I still have to do it today. And the reason that this is good is because it will apply pressure on the people who are not performing to perform or leave. And this is exactly what happened yesterday. I reviewed the account of a chatter who seemed promising, seemed like he was going to do well, intelligent, smart guy, motivated, like seemed like he really wanted to do it, but he just wasn't doing the numbers. I checked his account, and like he was taking an hour to reply to subs, and it wasn't like, that's not, I looked at the account. It wasn't how a good chatter is supposed to be running an account. So I fired him immediately. Or really, I posted the review in the group, and he contacted me after watching it, and he's like, hey, listen, I realize that I don't have the time to do this job. It's not for me, blah, blah, blah. So I would like to part ways. He did it in a very classy way. He was like, I don't want to leave you without anybody. I'll continue to work if you need me to, just till you find somebody else. I was like, don't worry about it. Let me pay you out. We're good. He's fine. Nice guy. No problem with him at all. Parted on good terms. I always part on good terms with people from now on. Another thing that I started doing is I started requiring my managers to also provide daily chat reviews of the people on their team. Why? Because why not? Why not? It's required. It's not optional, And okay, not to be a dick about it. Like why do they need to do that? And I'm not saying they need to review everybody's every single day. That would be, untenable. But pick one person and review their chats in a day. Just 20-minute video, 15-minute video. Oh yeah, here we are looking at your account, and you said this here, and you should have said that, and like you missed an opportunity to do this. Your price is PPV too high. Fucking some kind of mistake here where you missed something. Just like let them know that they are being watched. Let them know that we are going to check, and if we don't see you doing the stuff that we told you to do, there's going to be consequences, and that consequence might be you being demoted or you losing your job entirely. So very valuable. Highly recommend that you consider doing it. Number 4, unorthodox idea for chatting and managing chatters is a stricter hiring process. So if you are like most OnlyFans agency owners, you don't really have a very strict hiring process for chatters. You're like, oh, you have a pulse and you have fingers and you kind of sort of speak English. Great. Here's an account. Here's her content. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you need a custom. And that's your managing. That's your filtering process for new chatters. As far as I know, I'm not sure how most people do it. That's how I did it for the bulk of my beginning. In the beginning, I didn't even do that. Whatever. Anyway, it was a mess. But now what I do, here's my hiring process now. Number 1, post the job ad with clear instructions on what they need to do to apply. There's 5 pieces of information that I need. Whatever. Basic stuff. Your name, work experience, education, why you want the job, and why you think you'll be good at the job. if I get that from them in that format. If I don't get that from them in that format, I know they're not right for the job because they can't follow instructions. Or even if they are capable of following instructions, then they don't care enough when they applied for this job to actually follow the instructions. So I don't entertain additional communication with them. The second thing that I ask them to do is to take a basic aptitude test that measures their English and, make sure they're not retarded. I honestly don't even care how they do on the test, really. I don't care how they do, because when I give them the test, I say, okay, here's the test, go take it. And then when you're done, write me a message with the email that you took the test under. And like, if they can't do that, if they can't follow those instructions, again, it's all about following instructions. If they can't do that, if they don't do that, they're not interested enough. And if they can't follow instructions, if they can't like follow that simple instruction early on when they are still applying for the job and presumably on their best behavior, then they're not going to do it later on once they're comfortable. Then they do that, right? Let's say they do provide their email address. Then what I do is I give them the pre-training. I say, okay, now what you need to do is you need to watch all these videos, you need to read this fucking article, and you need to go over these guides. And now I have a YouTube playlist that they need to watch. Yeah, fucking there. And then again, instructions at the end. Okay, now you have like done everything. Well, now you need to write me, what do I say? I want you to confirm 4 things. I don't remember what they are, but like they have to write out a fucking sentence. It says, I confirm that I will do this. I confirm that I will do that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they copy paste, fine. But they have to send that, right? Because when I send them the pre-training, it says, if you once you've done this, send a message that says, I confirm, blah, blah, blah. Now I know a lot of them, what they do is they lie and they say, oh, I confirm. And they're like, fuck this. I'm not going to do this. Let's see if I even move to the next stage. See if this guy's serious. That's what I realize they're doing now. And a lot of people have been able to slip through the training by doing that. And it's my fault for not putting a safeguard in place. Now I have a safeguard in place. And once they're done with that and they send me the whole I confirm shit, now I give them a fucking test. I give them a quiz. And I've got 15 questions on there that say like, what are the top 5? And all this information is covered in the pre-training. What are the top 5 characteristics of a top chatter? How much should the first piece of content that you send to a new fan be? And what I noticed is that a lot of these motherfuckers, it's so funny. What they would do is they would go to ChatGPT and they would press the fucking button and be like, oh, what do I say here? And they'd copy paste the fucking shit into ChatGPT. And they started turning in the same answers. And I was like, bro, I know you went to ChatGPT because I got 3 of the fucking same answers to these questions today. And the reason I sent you the pre-training was for you to review it and learn how to do the fucking job. I don't want you to like skip ahead and not know how to do your job. The reason I sent you that is so you understand when you get the job what to do. So now that I think about it, I think what I might do is I might require my current chatters who are not performing to actually go and retrain. Because, there's some sort of breakdown somewhere. And I think what happened, I don't know, that they did shadow existing chatters who were good. So like that should have made up for it. Anyway, once they pass that, then I do the role play with them for 2 days. I still do that. And then if they pass the role play, and I'm much stricter now, like if I see anything today, I let a guy go. He at the end of his second day, I let him go. I was like, hey, listen. And my reason is always the same. Sorry, man, we're looking for somebody with better English. And it's not always about the English, but kind of is. It's like reading comprehension, stupid openers, whatever it is. It's just like, I'm not going to pass you through because you clearly don't understand this well enough based on the information that I've given you for you to do a good job. So like, let's not waste each other's time. So all of that hopefully will lead to a stronger filtering process that will only put people through to the shadowing who are going to be good. Number 5, unorthodox idea for chatting and managing chatters is more managers. More managers. So when I was in the kiosk world, there was this idea of general manager and also location manager. So sometimes they were one and the same, but oftentimes they were broken up because you always want to have somebody at a location who is responsible for that location. It's just better, make sure if it's retail, like all the products are there, all the employees are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Nobody's fucking chewing gum or talking on their phone or whatever, fucking, who knows, twerking. Although a lot of the girls there did twerk, but they're super ghetto. So it is what it is. Yeah, twerking was not against the rules. I miss doing shows. Not really, but like I miss the idea of it once in a while. But this idea of additional managers is basically like if I give somebody, so as a business owner who wants to expand and wants to make more money without having a lot of additional stuff to do, what I think is like, okay, I will pay a little bit more. I will pay you a percentage of the gross of what this guy sells if I don't have to do anything to make sure that this account makes money. You're already good. You're already making money. You're reliable. Your sales are coming in. What can we do to make sure that we can also do that for other people and not, so I can expand and I can hire more people and I don't have to fucking manage these guys to make sure that they're not retarded. And the way that I see it, additionally, what's another benefit of hiring more managers is that the people that you hire will all come with different abilities. They'll all come with different dispositions and they'll all have different strengths and weaknesses. And if you promote them, then you are enabling them to teach their methods to new people. And when you do that, you are more easily able to identify and to define what the methods are and what the strategies are that are allowing these good people to be good. So that's really, I guess, the main reason why I'm interested in promoting more managers. Yes, of course, I want to save time. Yes, of course, I don't want to be responsible for all the fucking new people that come in and like make their newbie mistakes. But what I would really like imagine if every new manager that I had, I could get one PDF from them or one guide from them per week that would like teach new people how to sell that I can hand off to somebody else to go do their job properly. It would be very valuable. Now, obviously, I'm not going to get one per week, but we're going to get the constant instruction from the managers to the new people to help them improve as well. And if they don't improve with all the training material and my chat reviews and the manager's chat reviews, and they're still fucking floundering and selling for fucking $120 a day, like, it's just not going to work out, buddy. Like, it is what it is. So those are my 5 unorthodox ideas for chatting and managing chatters. Let me know what you think. Drop me a comment, like the video, and I will see you in the next one.